All right, yes, it's cold. I'm in my garage. I've got the garage shut and I got a heater on, and it's butt cold out there. But anyway, I should have this set up in my house. I do have a spare bedroom I can make an office or turn into a studio. I should. But anyway, welcome to the rigging table. And it's crappie season. It's January 25. And everybody's fishing tournaments and everybody's doing all kinds of stuff and crappie fishing. And you've seen my videos, and I'm catching crappies everywhere, one after another. I was asked by a pretty good fisherman that I only get to fish with about 2 or 3 times a year. But he asked me point blank, he says, can you please do a little quick video on how you're catching them, your riggings? How do you rig for those? Okay, you've seen me do videos like this before. Simple. All right, let's get started. I've got a crappie rod laying here, simple. Got everything cut off, naked line. This happens to be Berkley Big Game Green 10. So, how do I do it? I have bobber stoppers, like you use for bass fishing. Of course, these have been hit more times than Joe Louis. This is a poor example. But the little rubber stoppers that you simply take the tag in, run it through the loop above it. You don't have to tie it or anything. You just simply slide it on to the line. There we go. Now, this is adjustable, so you set it anywhere you want. But for the purpose of this demonstration, we'll just slide it up the line. We can adjust our depth and we'll talk about that. Next step, simple. A very small slide through cork. A slip cork. And you will simply run through that. If my blind self can see it. Anyway, there you go. You run the line through the cork. Hold on to the line, that goes away. Come back a little bit. I like to take a very healthy split shot. I mean a good size, like a buckshot. And putting a half or so above the line, simply put it on. That's it. That's done. Then, as simple as Ned and his first reader, I take an Arbidine gold brim hook, or I got the brown ones too, just a small, like you use for brim fishing with crickets, very small, and simply tie that on. If I can catch the end of the line, here we go. And I can't see it because I'm getting old. And I don't have enough light in here to do this video. There we go, simply, all right, through. And use fisherman's knot, clinch. It's the only thing I trust for this particular application. 7, 8, 9, 10 times. And I can't see it, so here we go. Wet it before you cinch it. Cut the tag off very close. I don't use my teeth on this one. I use very nice, clean. Can't see it, can we? But anyway, very clean. All right, and that's it. 13, 14 inches away, a slip through bobber, the bobber stopper. Now, let's get more technical. It is simple as that. Now, you're in creeks, you're in open water, you're in lakes. Surely you have a depth finder. You don't need all this fancy crap. Just know how deep your water is. And anywhere closest, deepest water closest to the bank, to structure, immediate drop-offs. Sometimes I see water that, 12, 15 foot, and then it drops to 18. That's the ledge I want to work, especially this time of year. Big females. The males are already here. They're here. They're up in 7 foot of water. Now, we've had a major cold front, obviously. Like I said, this is Wednesday, 20 foot. We just had a major winter front. Things change. But this is the basics. And all you need to know is, how deep of water am I in? Is there any structure nearby? Is the topography of the bottom different? Is it a desert? I like to fish 7, 8, 9 foot. Whoops. 17, 15, 20. Any major break that your depth finder will show you is a good place to start. So now, with that bobber stopper, if I'm in 18 foot of water, I only want to fish about 7, 8 down, maybe 10 foot down. I want to be half or 3/4 of, for crappie, for black crappie in our area. I want to be mid or 3/4 of the water column. I don't want to be on the bottom. I don't want to be fishing way up top. I know that these crappie and the way they're designed, and you know it as well, and how big their eyes are. You see them on your depth finder, they're not like this, they're like this. It's the marks you see on the depth finder that are at a 45. That's crappie. They come up and they transition themselves and they set themselves up on them drop-offs or them ledges or anywhere there's a big break, current eddy, thermocline, temperature change. Sometimes 5, 6 degrees makes all the difference in the world. They'll sit there. If the room's too hot, they go to another room. If the room's too cold, they go to another room. Anyway, 3/4 of the way down, use your bobber stopper, lift it up, look, say, okay, I'm in 16 foot of water. I need to be 8, 9 foot down. Set it accordingly. And the reason I use them little black bobber stoppers because they go right through the guides. Nothing to it. Unobtrusive to your line and your rods and your guides. So, and that's it. You can use plastics. You can use live minnows. I prefer to use live minnows during the harshest of the winter. Live bait seems to work best. There's a lot of people that know more about this than me. There's a lot of people who do this more than me and make more money at it more than me. I'm a novice, but I've been doing this for 40 plus years. 46, 47 years I've been doing this. I know a little bit about it, and I catch crappie all the time. Y'all seen my videos. You know what I do. I was asked, how do I set that up? That's a quick setup. I can put anything I want on there. I can put a jig head on the bottom of that, underneath that split shot. I can put a jig head, anything, with a slip cord, and I can work, or I can do this, or I can spider rig out the front, out the back, all the way around the boat with live bait down half or 3/4 of the water column. That's how I'm catching all these crappie you see. It's actually quite simple. Can't think of anything else right now, but I hope that helps. Barometer, wind direction, the topography of the bottom, creek channels, ditches, deserts, the underwater bottom, deepest water. My key feature had been a great success for me has been the deepest water closest to the bank. Therefore, they find structure, current breaks, forage, and it's close to their spawning areas. January, February, March. I prefer February and March. I ain't gonna get into that. And when them big females come up and that water temperature, like right now, we're in the mid 50s. It's cold. They'll start to, as soon as it hits 65, 66, 67, 68, they're on the beds along with the bass. They go on the beds the same thing the bass do, sometimes a little earlier. That's why I like to say 65 degree surf temp. They're on them beds. The males are already up there fanning, waiting on that female to come by and draw her attention. So my point is, if you can find that kind of topography with the live bait, the way I've got this rigged up, fishing shallow enough not to get hung up, but deep enough to be in the strike zone, these are the simple things you want to do. Anyway, my name is Robert Barwick, and I appreciate y'all tuning in to this episode of The Rigging Table, and I sure hope it warms up soon. We'll see you.